Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be talking about Operation Barbarossa, and this is going to be a two-part as in I'm going to show you all this, then I'm going to move to my little PowerPoint thing I printed out. Yes, I printed it out because my computer was really just not working that well, and then we'll move back to this. So I'm just going to introduce this. Basically, so this is a new little way I want to talk about certain battles and historical events and stuff. I wanted to remake them in Lego, so this here is Operation Barbarossa, so taking place in the summer. I would really want to put it in the early stages of Operation Barbarossa. So I'm going to show you all this a little bit. I'm not going to go in full detail yet because that's after I go through the PowerPoint. Like I say, this video is just a matter of introducing this way I want to do the series. But yeah, just, wanted to show you all this a little bit before we get to the PowerPoint. So you can see a rough overview of it if I stand up. So yeah, we're going to get into the PowerPoint now. Alright, so this is my Operation Barbarossa PowerPoint that I printed out. As you can see, overview from June 22nd, 1941 to December 5th, 1941. Every time I flip a page, I'm going to put this on it, just, to hold it. So, I'll do this, do that, because I'm going to be honest, I don't want to have to just put both my hands there to get that like that. Easier to just put something on it. But yeah, as you can see, Operation Barbarossa. How long was Hitler waiting to invade the USSR? Sorry, my words are a little off right now. But as early as 1925 in his book Mein Kampf, or Mein Struggle in German, that's what it translates to. That's German, that's English. Hitler has said that he would invade the USSR someday due to the German need for Lebensraum, or living space, to ensure the survival of Germany for the generations to come. And the reason I'm also showing y'all this while I'm reading it is just because, I think it's easier if y'all can also see this, just because, just how I see it. And then Hitler also wanted to take the USSR due to his racial war against the Jews and those who were not of the Aryan race. So then if I flip it, this was just something I randomly wanted to include because I just thought it was cool about why it was named Operation Barbarossa. So I'll just briefly talk about why it is. I'm going to hold it right there because I think the paper is going to blow away. Sorry, my fan's on right now. It's kind of hot. But there was this Germanic medieval legend, the Holy Roman Emperor Friedrich Barbarossa, I more than likely mispronounced that, said he drowned in Asia Minor while leading the Third Crusade. They believe in this legend that he is not dead, but asleep in a cave along with his knights in the... I do not know how to pronounce that. I am sorry, but if this is really butchered, then I am sorry. Please tell me how to pronounce this. Kyffhauser Mountains in Thuringia in central Germany. I would love to see where that is. That's kind of cool, but I should have really put a map with it, but that he would awaken in the time when Germany is at its darkest hour and restore Germany to its former glory, which is really interesting. I think it's just a little fact that no one really talks about. Originally, Operation Barbarossa was going to be called Operation Otto due to Holy Roman Emperor Otto the Great's extensive Eastern European campaigns, but got renamed Operation Barbarossa in December 1940 by Hitler. The name Barbarossa for Hitler signified his 1,000-year Reich if he conquered the Soviet Union. So this might be a little bit of a long video, by the way. I don't know how many pages I got here, but, like I say, I'm not going to go over, every page in great detail. I'll try to be fast on this, because I can just zoom it out like this, or, well, does it let me zoom it out like that? Hang on. No, I guess it won't let me zoom it out. It'll let me zoom it in, though. I don't know. This is weird. I don't know why my camera is like that. I want to put it to 0.5 so I can kind of zoom all the way out, but I got to hold it back like this. But it started on Sunday morning as early as 3:15 in the morning, when more than 3.8 million soldiers belonging to the Axis invaded the Soviet Union, USSR, along a 1,800-mile-long front. So you can see here on the map where it was, which you can see there. Poland, they smashed through, because Poland, obviously, let me zoom this out, that was horrible. Poland was split in half between Germany and Russia, so they went through the Soviet version, or Soviet half of Poland, I don't know what I'm saying right now, and just kind of steamrolled their way through there, and then split 3 different ways, as you can see. I don't know why my camera is like not wanting to focus. It's like being blurry for some reason. But you can see there was one going here towards Leningrad. You can see they were going here towards Smolensk. And here towards Crimea. Because I believe here there was all of the, what's it called? Oil fields. You can see here all that I wrote down. Well, typed up, not really wrote down, but yeah. Like I say, I don't want to read all this information because I want to let people pause and read it if they want to as well. Plus, just gives people a chance to, read it. But you can see the strength, 3.8 million personnel, a ton of, armor and aircraft and mortars and horses and artillery and vehicles. And, it's crazy because you look at this, 600,000 horses and 600,000 vehicles. People think that the Germany at this time under Hitler was fully motorized, but they were actually not. As you can see, 600,000 horses, 600,000 vehicles. It's really interesting. It's just a little bit of a nerdy thing, I guess, that I just liked information-wise. And you can see, if I zoom this out, right there pretty much, you can see, the difference. The Soviets had more tanks. I don't know what tank they had at this time. I think a lot of them were light tanks. I don't think they had the T-34 yet. I'm not sure, though. But, Soviets had more aircraft and tank, but less personnel. Let me put this thing back on it real quick. Total number of divisions, though. Germany had 152. Finland had 21, because they were in this war as well, but they didn't call it Operation Barbarossa or any of that. They just recognized it as the continuation war, I believe it was. And the Romanians had 14. Could never find how many the Italians had, though. Soviets had 220, so that's actually more than what they had. More than likely. I don't know how many the Italians had, so. And then, put that back. You can see the losses and casualties here. Germany actually had less losses than the Soviets did. But that depends on really if you count that with the losses here between Finland, Italy, Romania, and Hungary. But honestly, even then, it's still the Soviet Union had way more losses even then. If you just look at that, it's crazy to think about. And you can just see how drastic it was, losses-wise, when you compare it. But, in my opinion, was Operation Barbarossa a failure? And that's also not opinion, that's just facts. I say it is a failure, but it was also, in a sense, a success, because, in a sense, it was a failure because they failed to take all their objectives, and they just dragged a war on that would eventually be their downfall. But on top of that, honestly, I say it wasn't a failure because of the fact they literally just were steamrolling through the Soviet Union. They almost won, in a sense, but that's just the way I see it. But, Everyone might have a different opinion on it, but, you know. So, yeah. If you want to read that, you can pause it. Let me put this back on it. I wanted to do that. Sorry, I'll probably get better at this whole thing another time. But I think with D-Day, if that is my next one, I won't need any of this, because I think D-Day I can roughly remember anyways. We'll see, though. If anything, maybe I'll just have, like, a paper for D-Day. But we'll see. What happened after Operation Barbarossa is that, you can see here, Battle of Moscow, which, you know, happened during Operation Barbarossa, would end on January 7th, 1942. So, that was one big thing that came out of Operation Barbarossa, but really favored the Soviets. And after Operation Barbarossa would be the Battle of Stalingrad, which obviously started in July 17th, 1942, and would end on February 2nd, 1943, with the surrender of Field Marshal Frederick Paulus and his 6th Army. So now, with all that out of the way, ignore that how that's like that, we are going to move on to the Lego build. Alright, so now we are looking at the Lego build that I made for Operation Barbarossa. Sorry if the PowerPoint part was too long. Like I say, for D-Day, it might not even be that long. Just wanted to do a bit of a lengthy thing, see how people liked it. Like I say, I'm still experimenting with this since it's my first time. So, yeah. So we are going to start more than likely over here on the German side, and then work our way down here to the Soviet side. So here I built this path, as you can see. Put a bunch of grass down on this build, little grass pieces. I think I can take one of these off real quick. You can just see it's a tiny little grass piece. I'm gonna be honest, my camera does not want to focus, but like it will focus on that. So I don't know what's up with this. I don't know, it doesn't want to focus. And like, it doesn't seem like it wants to focus. It's just being super weird. But you can roughly see what it looks like. You know, I wish it would focus, but it does not want to. Sadly, tech is not working for me right now. Let me get right here. So you can see this German is holding an MG34. Let me see if I can zoom that in. I can. So this German just off the path there, he is wielding an MG34, and he is shooting towards the bunker, as you can see. If I roughly line up with the sights, you can see that. Because in that bunker, there is a Soviet soldier with a Maxim gun. And you can see there's also a German with a stick grenade. Can't remember how you pronounce that in German, because I will absolutely butcher it. And he's gonna throw that into the little slit here of the bunker. I wish I had an arm piece to like really depict that better, but I do not, so that's just what I got out of it. But you can see here, there's this German here. If it wants to focus. Now it does. Just kind of have to mess around with it sometimes. With a Car 98, if I can get a better angle on it. Sadly, it doesn't want to focus now. It was just focused, now it doesn't want to focus. Let me get over here. This might be a better angle. Yeah, you can see, though, he's got a Car 98, and he is shooting at this Soviet right here, who has a Mosin Nagant. And I just put a bunch of rocks on this build just to break it up, because honestly, it's just completely flat. There's like no little hilly terrain or anything, it's just some rocks. But I did break it up with these trees, which I like. It's literally just, these trees are super simple to build. They're just literally two parts. Like, you can see, it's just these little brown cylinder pieces and these little dark green leaves. Which maybe someday I'll do like a little guide on how to build those if someone wants me to. I don't mind. Like I said, German there with a stick grenade. Soviet soldier there with a Mosin Nagant. And then you got this Soviet officer back here with an Ushanka on. Maybe I can, let me zoom this out real quick, hang on. And see if I pick him up. Come on. He's got a PPSH, it's gunmetal. He's got a little cloth, whatever you call it on. My mind's blank. Like a robe type of thing. But, he's got that on. Just want to make him look like an officer the best I could. And he's entering the bunker back here, as you can see. Put him, like, right there. It's kind of roughly where it was anyways. You can see, though, how I did the bunker door. Honestly, the bunker door probably could have came out better. But I think next time, if I do D-Day, like I said, I might do a better looking bunker. Because, like, honestly, this bunker turned out really nice. Like, it didn't turn out bad. I just think that the door was the only bad part. And this roof looks super weird right here, but I don't think there's, like, an actual tile piece that fits that. But you can see here how I did the bunker roof. It literally slides off, like, everything there is tiling, so I think that's super nice with this. But the whole top is just tiling, you know. Then under it, I just did rainbow bricks, like rainbow plates and stuff. Because honestly, with this, you really don't need to worry about if it's gray under here. Because, like, just me, I don't see the point in worrying about that. So you can see roughly what I did. Just made the basic shape. And whatever I could do to support it around the edges, I did. So I'm going to stick this back on there. Actually, no, I don't want to do that yet. Because I want to show you this guy in here. There's this Soviet with a Maxim gun. I have 2 of these. I think I've shown these in a video before, but if not, maybe I will. At some point, forget where I bought them from. Well, I bought them from eBay, but I don't know what company they're specifically from. But that's really nice because the Maxim gun rotates and all that. So it's like super like, it's compatible with Lego while it's also compatible with being moving around and like not being so stiff. So I really like that personally. And I will put this roof back on. But as you can see, it's just, it slides on perfectly. Like it is smooth in that sense. And you can see roughly how I did this. It's just these corners are their own thing. And these walls, they're their own thing too. It's basically just wall and then, you know, 4 walls, which this one's the door, 2 walls here, the slit where you shoot out from, and then the corners, which, you know, all that. I can take this off to show this easier. You can roughly see it. But it's super nice in there. I think if anything, if I made another like bunker, but I did it for World War I wouldn't use these type of pieces. I'd want something a bit like triangular, a bit more blocky rather than rounded, but I don't know yet. Like I said, I'm not doing World War I yet. Still on World War II for a little while. But yeah, I can't zoom this out now. Okay, then I'll just get back here. Hopefully you all like this video. If you would have a different style you'd like me to do some of this. Because like I say, I record off my phone. I don't have a fancy camera or do a lot of editing like some people do. But yeah, hopefully you all like this video. If there's anything you'd like to see me showcase how to do, what parts you need for certain stuff, techniques, etc., I will do that. I don't mind. But if there's any ideas for a build you'd like me to do at some point, that's World War II, let me know. Right now I have 4 Soviet soldiers and I believe 13 Germans. But if my next one is D-Day, I am looking to buy some Americans. So yeah, hopefully you all like this video. It is just under 20 minutes, and I will see you all in the next one.